right, so we got our project open. I did via Windows and Package Manager. I went and looked up stylized lava texture and imported that. Was able to do that because I claimed it previously. So I'm going to go ahead and do a game object, 3D, and make a cube because a plane would get kind of weird. I'll go ahead and reset that so it's sitting at 0. And then I'm going to scale that to, let's see if I can remember, are we at 5,000? We're like a 10,000 meter terrain. That's what I meant. Whatever. Double 500. All right, so I've got a box the size of the terrain. He's sitting there. He's a whole meter tall. And what we're going to do is just have him slowly rise. So build platforms, get to the top of the mountain, whatever. Put him right there. Let me find my lava material. Difference. Okay, the same. If I can find it, yeah. I mean, just if you look stylized lava material, I think that was what it was called. I'm going to go ahead and play with this and tile it because that's chunky lava. So even 10 by 10 is better. And then as we get into the game and see, that's still pretty thick. You don't want to overdo it, but just find something that looks good close up. All right. He came with a box collider, which was great. And the box collider size to fit it. But if we leave it as a regular collider, it's just going to be pushing things up. So I'm going to go ahead and hit is trigger here. And that box can move freely through everything. We're just going to get notifications about it via the trigger thing. So that being the case, what we could do is we already made, what do we call it? Death trap barrel something. Oh, just reset level. Yeah. So we just put reset level reset on it. And that script, I believe, was already using his trigger on collision enter. Okay. Let me make a copy of this and do on trigger because I just don't want it pushing everything up. So we can just do a different level reset. We call it lava reset. And then copy it over. So in my scripts folder, I'll just go ahead and create here, C# script, lava reset. Double click it 100 times, it should work. And then I'll just pull this from level reset over and change it to on trigger. It should work. Yeah, on C trigger is not going to work. Collider. If your Visual Studio is being nice to you, then we can just don't use 2D. Oh, okay. So I must have it right because it doesn't want to auto-complete the regular one. So yeah, since I already have it, then I know it's correct. Since it doesn't want to do a second one. All right. So looks good. So on trigger enter, if it's the player, we'll just reset scene 0. We can add other scenes to this, like I said, and say go to the right. If you got hit by lava, we're just going to take you to a game over scene. You got to start completely over, or go to some other menu or whatever. So we can look at other aspects of scene manager load scene, but for now this should do what we want it to do. So it's a trigger. We just need to get the guy to move. All right, so we'll start him. Here's my cue. ahead and call him lava. And if he was up here, just test that our on trigger worked. So as soon as I hit the lava,
Is it not tagged? No, it's tagged.
I didn't put the script on there. Yeah, you're right. I've got level reset on it still. So remove that. I'm going to add lava reset. Makes all the difference. Who knew? Attaching the script. Cheese it. There we go. And hit it, and we reset. Okay, so it works. Good deal. Because one was on trigger enter and one was on collider enter. And since this is only set to be a trigger, then it wasn't doing it. Yeah, so if you're set to be a trigger, then on collider enter, on collision enter is just not going to work. They each have their place. So let's take our terrain, our lava guy. We'll just move him down to, I don't know, we'll give ourselves plenty of time. So we'll do negative 100. And then I'm going to start with a new script. So I could make this just a one-off script that only just moves things up. We'll do that, and then we're actually going to make it more extensible. So we'll just call it move object over time. A little more descriptive. Or name it something stupid like post up. Whatever, it all works. All right, so I don't even need start for what I'm planning on doing here. So I'm just going to do a public so I can change it later. We'll do a float. We'll call it speed. Set that to, I don't know, something like 1 for now. Just so it's got a default value. If I just initialized it without anything, and I didn't think to go back into the inspector and give it a number, then I would think that the script didn't work because it would initialize to 0. It would never move. So I just like to give it something. All right. So an update. I'm going to transform transfer function. And translate. Or I'll just steal it from myself over here. It's lowercase t, that's why. All right. Transform.translate. This is what I had before. Stealing from myself. Okay, so right now I'm telling it to translate. We've got a shortcut here for a vector 3. So a vector 3 is x, y, and z, but this is a cool little override for it that just says up. So this is basically the same as 0, 1, 0. We're moving positive on the y. So vector 3.up is some nice shorthand that we get. We're going to move by the speed that we set. And because we're calling it from update, and we talked about last time, I don't know what my frame rate's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be twice a second or 200 times a second. This time.delta time is going to smooth that out. So if it was faster, slower, this keeps us still moving at a constant rate, no matter what our frame rate happens to do. So if our frame rate's doing a roller coaster, we're still going to be moving at a pretty constant speed. That's it. And then just to be even cleaner, see these like they're not as lit up. I'm not using system collections or system generics, so I'm just going to get rid of those. And there's my script. So we'll make sure that works, and then we'll look at making it more extensible. So our speed is 1. Every frame it should be moving up by 1 unit, which should be a meter in this case. Since I started at like 100 down, it'll take a little bit to get here. Let me see if I can get up a little bit higher before it gets here. It does it magically. Do we care how it works? I mean, we can. It's not perfect, but it's better than not having it. And you spent 30 minutes watching it, so I don't know who's the bigger sucker. Is it moving? There. Okay, yeah. There's my lava. So at one, I started it way too far down, but this gives you time to move around and do things, right? What?
That almost worked.
That did almost work. I'm kind of concerned, actually. I thought I increased that. So all right, and we'll follow the pattern. Wait, what did I do? Apparently I yeeted the house at some point. Okay.
Because of click force, I think.
Oh, you're constantly thinking.
Oh, and then the lava came up and we died. Yeah, lava jump scare. So that works. What if I wanted to take that same script though, and have a barrel travel on the x-axis or z? Could be z. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just for giggles while we're here, go ahead and make. I think I can make a whole public vector 3. Why? Autocorrect or autofill just does too much for me. Called the move vector. And yeah, I think of the guy from Despicable Me. Vector. And in this case, we can just pass him the move vector and we should be fine. What's happening beneath the scenes is we're going to get X, Y, and Z that we can set in the inspector, and then it'll move along that. So we could give it values for all of them and just have it doing like some weird angles. So we'll just save that. Let me make sure it worked. We're going to start to 0. We can give it something else later. So I'm going to come back to here. I confused it. He's super mad about the whole thing. There we go. Right, so we put that on lava, so that should update. Right, so here's X, Y, and Z. Right, so in Unity, globally, Y is up, so we can just give that 1 again, or we can make it go really fast and come by 5. And we could leave these others at 0 and just have it move up. We can give it values for everything. We can give it negative values, so it goes the other way. Let's see what stupidness this does. It's going to go up and sort of over-ish, and we're never going to be able to see it because we'll die as soon as it comes into view. Let's go to scene. So it is moving up. It's angling a little bit, and then we reset. But again, so we just go back to lava. Keep that at 0 and 0. And then put this on anything. Literally anything. So our yeetable cube here, when we click it, it'll go flying. But let's go ahead and move over time on this one too. So he's just going to go 2x. We should have time to see him cruising. Yep, there he goes. Now, what's fun is whatever else I do to him, he's going to still keep trying to move. So that X looks like local. Yeah. So, oh, yeah, there we go. The lava got me. Or just blast them a little bit. And it doesn't care that I'm flipping them over, moving them. He's still trying to go. So, same script. Now we just move lots of things around, right? So we can have killer barrels that come after us, or just move randomly across the screen in addition to the lava. Fun script, super easy, expose the whole vector. That's nice. The other thing to do, really, this video should do all of it. We need to, let me just go to the rubric and make sure that we're covering all of our bases.
Was that code for the bullets or whatever?
That we just, so move object over time. So that can be the lava that comes up, right? I want you to have a lava object that comes up. And if it waits a whole 3 minutes for you to have fun playing the game before it comes after you, that's fine. Just use that. And then if you just give it a different vector, you can use it on anything else. You need more code. Yeah. Lots of things to do. Yeah. So we could, you could give it some invisible triggers on either side. And oh, when I hit this, reverse direction, I hit that, reverse direction. That'd be an easy way to do it with extra objects. You could into code, just give it a coroutine and say for 2 seconds, go this way and then go that way and then go this way and then go that way. Lots of ways to do it. But yeah, totally doable. Or just have one platform that just goes endlessly, right? So if we can make it to that platform, then we can just surf on it all the way off and avoid the lava. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with it. Oh yeah, YouTube will have 100 somethings. Yeah, anything you want to do. So we were looking at the project. Got a cool scene. We're going to change colors. Oh, I do want to show you something on the change color. That's what I want to do. Click force worked. We want lots of things. So lots of things are going to be dangerous. Exploding barrels, lava, death trap platforms. Use trigger for something else. I think that was a freebie or free form. Like just find something else you can do with trigger. And guess what? Using a trigger to make a platform go back and forth would work. You need to, via the video, do collectibles, audio, canvas with text. We'll put an audio on the background. I think that's also in the same video. We've got the floor is lava, and then finally, I want you to have a win condition. So we've got lots of ways to reset the level because, oops, I died, because everything here is dangerous. We're basically simulating Texas. Let's give it a win condition. So I collected 20 pizzas before the lava got me, or I made it to the height of the thing. I had one student one year. There was a collectible that she had to grab, and the lava's rising, and she had to run, like go through a bunch of platforms and trees and everything else to get up to the top of a volcano. And then if she yeeted the thing into the volcano, then the lava would go back down. It was, yeah, that was a win condition. Have some fun, play around, look at all the not all the YouTube videos. It's too many. Look at some of the YouTube videos on how to make win conditions or scripts and things happen, and have fun with that. I did want to show this while I'm here. This is a little extra, but okay, so let's say trap platform. That's a good one, right? So I've got my trap platform. I put it on the platform. I also put the, what did I call it? Barrel is red something. Let me find the name of that script. Let me find the platform. Not that one. It's this one. Death barrel color. So trap platform is great because it does the thing. It lets us drop. We'll get this other script because it's a separate behavior. But I've got this other script that's going to change something red so that I know it's dangerous. So I can copy this. It's death barrel. Color. And trap platform. So if I come up here and let me see if I can remember the Huh? We'll do require type of. Yeah. Let's go look it up. Unity C# require. Yeah. Here it is. So before I even declare the class, I can put this in here and say, hey, you need to have this. Actually, rigid body's good because we need that on there too. So we'll just copy this in and we'll do a few things. So we're going to require a rigid body and we're going to require death barrel color. Super nice. I'll show you. I'll show you. Right. So let's say I'm going to make, let me go back to my scene here. It's even better than that, Matthew. It's even better. Right. So I'm going to come over here. This one might actually have it. No, let's just go. Take that off of there. Oh, because he's just changing. All right. I know what he's doing. So this one will change. This one we don't. So this one halfway up, these are changing when I hit RGB. Right. If I add to this, let's look at it. We got palette 2. It's got a mesh filter, mesh renderer. It's got a box collider. If I add trap platform to this, it adds rigid body and death barrel color for me. So if you know, like, here's the main behavior I want, but it really requires these other things, you can type that into your script. And it, like, when I added trap, it says, oh, you need these other things. Let me just add those for you. Kind of, yeah, but via a script. And so it bundles those for you. Yeah, super nice. So that's a little extra. Ordinarily, I don't think that's going to be anywhere on the certification exam that we're looking at. That's a bit above their pay grade. There's lots of other things we can do here in the header before we ever get to the script that we can look at later. I think you've played with some of the organizational things, but that's just fun. So we already made this thing that it says, hey, we're a dangerous object. Change it red. We just make it part of the trap thing. We're good to go. We could add this same required type of, make it red, death barrel color, whatever. We could put that on the things that reset the level. All right. Hmm. So this script just resets the level, right? We put it on the barrel. We put it on a few other things that were going to kill us. So now we can say, hey, anything that is a level reset, which is different from lava reset at this point, require this script as well. And so on start, this guy says, oh, you're dangerous. Be red. Simple, silly things. Some meshes and some objects won't respond to this because of either material types or they just don't have a renderer at the level that we put the other script on. But for 90% of the time, this is a cool extra thing we can do. Of a child? It's a good question. I think they passed those up, but I'd have to look it up. I think they passed the message up the hierarchy. So I don't have to check it. If it's on me, and I'm the parent, I should still get the call. I might be completely lying at this point, but it sounds right. I don't know. Good question. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm like, look, guys, it's an advanced thing. And Matthew's like, oh, yeah? Okay. You know everything? And then he pulls out the hard questions. It's fun. All right. That's kind of it, except for the collectible stuff, which again is in the video. Let me try to preempt some of the stuff there. So they're going to have you add a UI text. Doesn't exist anymore. It's just Text Mesh Pro. Text was, we stopped using it years ago because it was really pixelated. Like at any decent resolution, text was like. So once I add that, it'll ask if you want to add resources. Don't think you need those. Really?
We used it, but he didn't. Yeah.
So did you have to use an older version of Unity or like just suppress a bunch of errors? I'm not sure. I think Text Mesh Pro might be one of those companies that Unity just bought. I think someone else, yeah, they do that a lot. Like, hey, that's better than the thing we had. We own you now. Like they just take it. So somebody got paid greatly. So it's not as draconian as all that. But yeah, that's a thing. So if I add a canvas, let's look at the canvas stuff real quick. They should cover it a little bit. Canvas is going to look super freaking huge because it doesn't matter what size it is in relation. This thing overlays over whatever our screen is if it's set up right. So yeah, we won't actually have text floating here in 3D space, but there's our Text Mesh Pro object. It's called new text. If I decided I wanted that in the top corner, I could come up here. And if I hold down Alt while I'm doing it and click that, then it not only says, hey, set your constraints up there, but it moves it up there. So now that guy and his anchor, this little square, this little, I don't know, cross guy, is up in the corner. When you go to 2D, it's easier to see. So that's it. So Text Mesh Pro, and then when I'm referencing it, it's different than just calling text. It's like TMP text something. I don't know. UGUI, yeah, it's a whole mess, but it's still, at least it looks nice. And then now that I've got a canvas, the other thing I wanted to do is the canvas is with us always, like the Force was for Luke. So canvas is a good place to throw an audio source if you've got background music that's not going to change with the level. It's just going to be like, we're playing the same background music no matter what's happening. Throw an audio source on your canvas. So audio source, and then you can set that to loop. It's already set to play on awake. Hand it an audio clip, and it'll just play whatever that is. There's the background music thing done. Good luck finding good music. We have a bunch on the DET asset repo, the Google Drive. There's a ton more on Asset Store or just online. Go find, what's the official title of I think we know it as the Benny Hinn theme, but what's do you know what I'm talking about? Huh? Benny, yes, wrong guy. I don't know if that guy's got a theme or not. Yeah, the Benny Hill one. It's a fun one. I put that in a lot of games for just giggles. So find background music, attach it to this audio source, and it'll play always. And then we'll have different sounds for pickups. So follow that video. If there are questions about the difference between text and Text Mesh Pro, for sure hit me up. And then I'm deliberately leaving it a little vague to say, do more. Do something else with triggers. We saw it use triggers for this, that, and the other. You'll be using triggers for the collectibles as well. Do something else. And that can be a combination of, something that flies through your level, like we did with that cube that was cruising around. Set him to be some kind of trigger or collider, and he kills us. That's kind of reusing some scripts. Huh? Adding particle effects. Yeah, anything extra you want to do for sure. But I'm expecting to challenge you with some of the stuff here, right? Like wind conditions. If you can convert this to WebGL and publish that, and then give me the link for the WebGL, which you guys have all did at least a couple times in the Unity Essentials badge, then there's 5 extra points there. So there's an obvious 5 points that we have already identified. There's a few things that we haven't technically covered in class, but I trust you to do it. Like the trigger does something else, be creative. Um, and then anything else that you happen to get done over this because, I don't know, you don't have Starfield? Um, I don't know, because you had extra time over the weekend, do me a favor and list those in the comment when you submit. Like, hey, my levels got all the things, and oh, by the way, I added particles to the death trap, and I added particles to the barrel, and I added this, whatever, right? I've got it. Tell me the extra things you did so that while we're grading it, we can look for those and go, oh, yeah, he totally did that, and it works. And he's a general term because you're outnumbered. But yes, individual, those things into the level, and then we can look for those and then give you points or twos depending on how good you did adding extra things. Cool? Yeah? Okay. Get some nods. Got Caden's asleep over here. He's just trying to ignore me. Do we have beef? We need to talk. You good? Okay.